Welcome to the overview of how PageGate accepts messages. In this tutorial, we'll be going over the APIs and modules PageGate has available to receive messages and messaging commands. PageGate has the ability to read data and accept messaging commands in many different formats and from a variety of different sources. You can integrate the program with a network performance monitor like SolarWinds Orion Platform or Paisler's PRTG just as easily as you can integrate it with a computer automated dispatch system like those made by Superion, Tritech, Southern Software, and many others. You can even integrate multiple things simultaneously, so you could have the program monitor a CAD system, network monitoring system, security system, and card access notification system for messages and alerts all at the same time. In total, PageGate has 9 methods of input and an optional filter scripting system. Listed, they are the GUI client, GetASCII, GetMail, GetWeb, GetSerial, GetTap, the SNPP Server, the TouchTone Receiver, Direct Database Integration, and the Filter Pack. So first, let's start with the PageGate GUI client. The GUI client is a Windows-based application that can be installed on any workstation that has network access to the PageGate server's database. This client provides a messaging interface that allows a user to select recipients and groups to deliver messages to. The client also has the ability to schedule messages, schedule repeating messages, and maintain a list of pre-configured messaging templates. PageGate's robust security system also allows administrators to completely control which workstations and/or users are allowed to see which recipients and groups. For example, any given workstation can be locked to only display a specific set of recipients or groups. You could also say that any given user's Windows logon name is locked to a specific set of recipients and groups. That way, the user will only ever be allowed to access the recipients and groups they've been permitted to see, regardless of which workstation they log into. Now let's talk about the GetASCII module. Also known as the command line/ASCII interface, this API is capable of monitoring a directory or series of directories on the local hard drive or across the network for ASCII file output. It also provides a command line interface for other applications to use. This allows many off-the-shelf and custom applications, such as SolarWinds Orion Platform and Paisler's PRTG, as well as CAD systems like those made by Superion, Tritech, Southern Software, and many others, to easily integrate with PageGate. PageGate can accept messages from other applications in the following ways. First, we have the command line. GetASCII provides a 16-bit and a 32-bit command line executable for other applications to use. This is typically how network monitoring programs integrate with PageGate. Next, we have ASCII file monitoring. GetASCII can monitor a directory or series of directories on the local hard drive or by a network share for ASCII file output. The contents of the file just need to be in ASCII, so you could have the program read in XML, HTML, or JSON formatted content as easily as you could have it read in the custom text files or log files produced by a CAD, security card, or mapping data program. Next, we have registry polling. GetASCII has the ability to monitor a very specific location in the Windows registry for specific keys. If those keys appear, they trigger the module to deliver the message specified to the recipient or group specified. Next, let's go over the GetMail module. The GetMail API allows you to receive SMTP or email traffic and translate it into outbound messages in a variety of different formats. For example, you could send an email message to PageGate to deliver as a message to cell phones, other email addresses, pagers, web APIs, or a group of all of the above. Also, GetMail enables a feature in PageGate that allows you to have a copy of all traffic sent to a recipient or group forwarded to a specified email address. GetMail also allows PageGate to host POP-accessible mailboxes for your recipients and groups. With the ubiquity of email, more and more modern applications are integrating the ability to send email. If your application has the ability to send email, it can be easily integrated with PageGate by using PageGate's email interface. It's also worth noting that this interface can be used to integrate applications running on different platforms like Unix and Mac. Now let's go over GetWeb. This module provides a CGI executable that can be hosted on a web server. It also provides a series of pre-formatted templates to publish a messaging website or series of messaging websites. Web developers can use this web server interface to send messages to PageGate from their web pages, whether they're in HTML, ASP, JavaScript, or so on. This means that you can host messaging websites on your local intranet, or if GetWeb is interfaced with an outward-facing web server, on the internet. It's also important to note that anything capable of using a GET or POST HTTP method can make use of GetWeb's CGI executable. The POST method can be used by creating a form on your web page and pointing it to the webgate.exe program in the form action statement. The GET method is more popular with scripting languages such as JavaScript and Java. It allows the GetWeb CGI to be called with a command similar to one that could be entered into a browser's URL field. Next we have GetSerial. This API allows PageGate to monitor a serial or RS-232 port, whether it's virtual or physical, for raw data text strings to be parsed into outbound messages. When a data string is sent to a monitored serial port, GetSerial pattern matches sections of the data string to parse information for messaging. This is useful for monitoring Arduinos, Raspberry Pis, alarm panels, nurse call stations, and anything else that can be connected via serial or RS-232 cable to transmit alarm and alerting data. We also offer the ability to monitor an array of serial ports with the additional Serial to ASCII module, so you can monitor as many inputs as you may need. Next, let's go over the GetTap module. This API allows PageGate to function like a tap terminal, to receive the tap protocol by either modem or connected serial line. Typically speaking, this is used when you want PageGate to replace a paging terminal or to copy traffic sent to a paging terminal to deliver as SMS. We also offer the ability to monitor an array of modems and serial ports with additional tap to ASCII modules, so you can monitor as many inputs as you may need. It's also important to note that PageGate offers an IP-based tap receiver, allowing it to receive the tap protocol by TCP connection. Now let's go over the SNPP server. This module allows PageGate to receive SNPP formatted messages. This is most often used with certain CAD systems and monitoring utilities capable of communicating in SNPP. It's important to note that this module requires the GetASCII module to function. Next we have the TouchTone Receiver. The TouchTone Receiver gives PageGate the ability to receive touchtones by phone line. This is most often used with relatively antiquated voicemail systems and anything that still relies on touchtones to operate. The TouchTone Receiver monitors a modem with attached phone line for incoming phone calls. When one comes in, it then answers the call and records the touchtones delivered. The touchtones are then submitted to PageGate for translation and processing. This module requires the GetASCII module to function. As an additional method of integration, PageGate supports direct database integration with its native database. PageGate's database is in the Microsoft JET format, and it supports the use of ODBC expressions to link to a variety of formats, including SQL databases. If you have an SQL environment, you could create a series of linked table expressions between PageGate's native database and your SQL database to tie them together. And last we have the filter pack. The filter pack is a series of scripts that allow you to conditionally modify nearly anything about a message once it's in the system. So, before you can have the filter script handle data, you'll first need to get it into PageGate. This can be accomplished in any number of different ways. You could pull information from a web API using an HTTP post carrier. You could check the memory of a cellular modem for replies to your text messages. You could use any of PageGate's stock APIs, like the GetASCII module to receive alerts from network monitoring and CAD systems, and the GetMail module to receive email to translate into SMS or pages. Regardless of how you do it, once you get the data into PageGate, that's when the filter pack comes into play. As we mentioned earlier, the filter pack is a series of scripts that allow you to conditionally modify nearly anything, but let's break down that concept a little. When I say conditionally modify, what I really mean is that you can tell the script to look for certain keywords or key phrases or even key characters, then do something special when it finds them. As for what something special does, that's up to you when you configure the script. You could have it search and replace any instance of a specific word or phrase. You could change who the message is meant to be delivered to. You could change the sender's name. You could even execute a batch file or script, and these are among literally thousands of possible options. This concludes the overview of how PageGate accepts messages. For more information, including detailed steps on how to implement all of the described inputs, please visit our website, www.notepage.net.